Hi guys, this week the Labour Party, a government in waiting, has said that they can't back the removal of a two-child tax credit because they need to be fiscally sensible. Well, this week it's been reported that the British government is planning to hand over £500 million in grants and subsidies to Jaguar Land Rover, which is owned by the Indian giant Tata, in order to entice them to build an electric battery vehicle plant in Britain. This is just another example of how the government has to spend money, a huge amount in this case, to undo a problem Brexit has created. Have a listen.
In the statement, they say they want to thank the government that has worked so closely with us to enable this investment. You've talked about the work that's gone into it as well. But at what cost? How much are we as taxpayers funding some of this?
Yeah, so those numbers will come out in the usual way because there's commercial sensitivity in this that has to be released in the normal way. But the support has come from a number of different places, not just a single place. So there's something called the Automotive Transformation Fund, and some money from there has been used. But one of the key things, and I've been involved in this deal actually for 9 months since my original conversation with Tata, where the conversation was for them to tell me the battery factory was going elsewhere. And since that time, we've done a whole series of things. One of the things that's attracted them to the UK is our world-leading research into batteries themselves through things like the Faraday Institutes and things like that. And also, as I mentioned, the trajectory on UK energy prices, where we aim to get to amongst the lowest in Europe. Those were the things in the end, along with our skilled workforce, which persuaded Tata to come and probably do the biggest ever UK car manufacturing investment of £4 billion, and certainly the biggest for 40 years. So this is a very, very significant vote of confidence. It puts the UK in the fast lane for electric vehicle production.
Okay, do you believe Michael Green, or do you think Grant Shapps is lying here? Well, maybe not lying, but not being completely honest. So he's suggesting that Tata had originally planned to go elsewhere, but for some reason they changed their mind. And the reason he's giving for them changing their mind is because of the UK leading the way in battery technology, research, a highly skilled workforce, and energy prices. Not sure how energy prices come into this. But anyway, is that the reason? Well, probably not. And how is this related to Brexit? Well, it's related to rules of origin. So at the moment, as the UK is outside the single market, when it comes to vehicles, if it wants to export vehicles into the single market, it runs the risk of being hit with a 10% tariff. Now, in order to get around that problem, if 40% of the vehicle is produced in the UK, it avoids that 10% tariff. Now, when we're talking about electric vehicles, the biggest component, of course, is the battery. And if a UK-based producer imports the battery from China or from India or from somewhere else, it runs the risk of being hit by this tariff because not enough of the vehicle is produced in the UK. So what are the companies doing instead? They're building their battery factories in the UK to avoid this tariff. But it's very expensive, and it's if you can get the government to pick up some of the bill, then you're going to do that. You're going to ask them. So this is, I believe, what's happened here. The government were told by Tata, no, we're going to set up operations somewhere else. They said, here's £500 million. Will this change your mind? And they go, okay. They're probably expecting to hit the 40% tariff requirement this year, because there's also another problem. From 2024, it goes up to 45% of the vehicle being produced in the UK. And then in 2027, it has to be 55%. So majority of the vehicle has to be produced in the UK in order to avoid this tariff. So this is the UK government handing over cash in order to entice Tata, in this case, to set up operations in Britain. Now, if the UK had been a member of the European Union, then this tariff would not apply. So this is £500 million in order to get round a problem Brexit has created. And Grant Shapps or Michael Green or whatever the hell he calls himself was not being completely honest here. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.